Welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector or just someone who loves rare finds, rarest coins, today's video is going to blow your mind. We're diving deep into a coin that has made headlines around the world, the 1949 Lincoln penny that is worth a whopping $1.9 million. Yes, you heard that right. 1.9 million. But why is a simple penny worth that much? Stick around as we unravel this incredible story. Let's get into it. Footage of various Lincoln pennies, with close-up shots of the coin. Before we get into the specifics of the 1949 Lincoln penny, let's quickly revisit the basics. The Lincoln penny, first minted in 1909, was created to honor President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner, it features Lincoln's profile on the front, and the reverse originally showcased a wheat sheaf. Thus, the coin was often called the wheat penny. Show images of the early Lincoln pennies, 1909 to 1948. The coin has gone through a few design changes over the years, but the most iconic is the wheat penny, which was minted from 1909 to 1958. After 1959, the design switched to the Lincoln Memorial. But today, we're specifically focusing on the year 1949. Now, why did this specific year become the center of attention for collectors worldwide? Let's find out. Show a close-up of a 1949 Lincoln penny, highlighting its details. So what makes the 1949 Lincoln penny so valuable? You might think, it's just another penny from the 40s, right? Well, here's the twist. There's something very rare about certain 1949 pennies that took coin collectors by surprise. Show footage of a rare 1949 Lincoln penny, especially with focus on its mint mark. In 1949, the U.S. Mint released the Lincoln penny with 3 different mint marks: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S. But the real treasure lies in a rare variation, a 1949 S/D penny. That's right, a 1949 penny that features 2 mint marks. Show images of a normal 1949 S penny and a 1949 S/D penny for comparison. This S/D error coin was the result of a minting mistake where a 1949 AD mint mark was struck over a 1949 AS mint mark. The result, a coin that, at first glance, looks like a normal 1949 penny but is actually something incredibly rare. These coins were produced in limited numbers, and most of them were caught during the minting process, making them highly sought after by collectors. Footage of coin experts examining rare coins. Now, this is where the story gets even more fascinating. While the 1949 S/D penny is rare, not all of them are worth millions. The condition of the coin plays a massive role in determining its value. A penny in perfect, mint condition can skyrocket in value, and this particular 1949 S/D penny is one of the best preserved examples ever found. Cut to an auction house or a coin grading company like PCGS or NGC grading the coin. In fact, in 2018, a 1949 S/D Lincoln penny, graded MS-67 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, sold for a jaw-dropping $1.9 million at an auction. That's right, a single penny, worth more than most people's entire homes. This coin had an impeccable grade, with almost no imperfections or wear, making it one of the finest examples of this rare error. Show images of the coin being auctioned or news articles highlighting the sale. So why is it worth so much? It all comes down to the rarity of the error, the coin's condition, and the high demand among collectors. In fact, only a handful of these rare S/D pennies are known to exist in mint condition, which makes it one of the most coveted items in the world of numismatics. Show footage of coin collectors, enthusiasts, and coin shows. Now, this brings us to a bigger question: why are some coins worth so much money? Coin collecting, or numismatics, is one of the oldest and most fascinating hobbies in the world. Rare coins, like this 1949 Lincoln penny, attract collectors because they're unique pieces of history. Over the years, coins can become rare due to minting errors, limited production runs, or historical significance. Cut to footage of rare coins being sold at high-profile auctions. Coins like this are also considered great investments. Over time, their value can increase as they become more scarce or as demand for them grows. The market for rare coins is ever evolving, with collectors constantly hunting for the next big find. And if you're lucky enough to own a piece like this 1949 Lincoln penny, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Footage of someone examining a coin with a magnifying glass. Now, if you're a coin collector or just someone who wants to start looking for rare coins, here's a quick tip. Always examine your coins carefully. Look for things like unusual mint marks, minting errors, or coins in pristine condition. For the 1949 Lincoln penny, the key is to look for that rare S over D mint mark error. If you find one, get it professionally graded to determine its value. Show a tutorial or animation on how to identify the mint marks on a coin. Make sure you handle your coins gently, store them properly, and consult a trusted professional or grading service if you think you've found something special. Cut back to the host with the final message. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 1949 Lincoln penny worth $1.9 million. It's a testament to the fascinating world of rare coins and how one small mistake at the mint can turn a humble penny into a priceless treasure. Who knows, maybe there's $1 million coin sitting in your pocket right now. Show a call to action on screen. If you enjoyed this step dive into the world of rare coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a video. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Outro music fades out, and screen with related videos and subscribe button. This script is designed to capture the viewer's attention while providing a comprehensive, educational, and engaging experience. It's perfect for a YouTube video that will both entertain and inform. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out an ordinary-looking penny, and finding out it's worth more than a luxury home. Sounds impossible. Rarest coins, right? But that's exactly what happened with the 1973 Lincoln penny that turned out to be worth an astonishing $1.7 million. 1 cent, one tiny coin, and a life-changing discovery. In this video, we're diving deep into the story of the 1973 penny, its history, its potential value, and how you can tell if you've got one of the most valuable pennies ever made. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909. Created to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. The obverse, or front side, designed by Victor David Brenner, featured Lincoln's profile. The reverse originally had 2 wheat ears, but starting in 1959, that was replaced with the image of the Lincoln Memorial. This design stayed in use until 2008, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. Now fast forward to 1973. The Vietnam War was winding down, gas prices were climbing, and inflation was rising. The cost of copper was also going up, making it more expensive to produce pennies. The U.S. Mint was looking at different ways to reduce costs, but in 1973, pennies were still being made from 95% copper and 5% zinc. Over 3.5 billion Lincoln pennies were minted in Denver alone that year, and they all carried the small letter D beneath the date, showing they were produced at the Denver Mint. At first glance, there's nothing rare about a 1973 penny. Billions were made. It's one of the most common pennies out there. So how could one possibly be worth $1.7 million? The answer lies in a very specific mint error and the perfect condition of the coin that was discovered years later. Somewhere during the minting process, a major error occurred. A small number of 1973 pennies were accidentally struck on aluminum plancase blank coin discs made of aluminum rather than the usual copper composition. At the time, the U.S. Mint was experimenting with aluminum pennies because copper had become too expensive. Over 1 million test coins were made in 1973, but nearly all of them were melted down before release. Only a few aluminum pennies escaped destruction, and only one confirmed 1973 aluminum penny is known to exist in collector circles. That coin was struck by mistake, slipped out of the mint, and wasn't discovered until decades later. But what truly set this coin apart was its condition. It was found in near-perfect mint state, with no visible wear and a brilliant luster. When this coin came to the attention of professional graders and collectors, it created massive excitement. It was authenticated, certified, and quickly became one of the most talked about modern coins in numismatic history. When it finally reached the auction stage, the final hammer price landed at an unbelievable $1.7 million. That's how a coin most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up became worth more than a high-end sports car or a beachfront condo. Now here's the big question. Could you have one of these incredibly rare 1973D pennies? Could there still be more out there that haven't been discovered yet? It's not impossible. Here's what to look for. First, examine the date and mint mark. You're looking for a penny from 1973 with a small d under the year around the Denver mint mark. Next, weigh the coin. A regular copper penny from 1973 should weigh about 3.11 grams, but an aluminum penny is dramatically lighter at around 0.93 grams. You'll need a precision digital scale to tell the difference. If your 1973D penny weighs less than 1 gram, stop everything. You could be holding a piece of history. Then, take a close look at the color and feel. Aluminum pennies have a dull gray or silvery tone, not the reddish-brown color of copper. They also feel lighter in your hand and have a softer ring when dropped. Don't clean the coin, ever. Cleaning can ruin its value. If you think you have something rare, protect it. Place it in a coin holder or flip it and send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll be able to authenticate the coin, grade it, and help you understand what you really have. Even if your penny isn't aluminum, some 1973D pennies can still be worth money if they have unique errors. Look for off-center strikes, double die errors, clipped plan case, or coins struck on the wrong plankette. These kinds of errors can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on rarity and condition. What makes this story so incredible is how easily a treasure like this can go unnoticed. That $1 million coin could be sitting in a drawer, mixed in a roll of pennies, or passed over in a vending machine. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable things are hiding in plain sight. So what can you do? Go check your old coins. Dig into that jar of pennies sitting on a shelf. Look through your rolls from the bank. And always take a second look at anything from 1973, especially with the Denver mint mark, because the next great discovery might not come from a gold rush or an ancient treasure chest. It might come from your pocket change. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more stories about rare coins, hidden value, and numismatic history. Have a 1973D penny or found something interesting in your change lately? Drop your stories in the comments. I'd love to hear what you found. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep checking your change, because sometimes, a penny really can change your life. Would you like help writing a matching video description, video tags, or eye-catching title next? Welcome back to the channel. Now, if you're a fan of rare coins and mind-blowing finds, rarest coins, today's video is going to be one of the most exciting yet. You might not think much of a simple penny, but believe it or not, a 1964 Lincoln penny recently sold for an astonishing $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.7 million. But what makes a coin that was minted over 60 years ago worth that much? Stick with me, and let's break down the fascinating story behind this rare penny. Let's dive in. Cut to close-up shots of Lincoln pennies from various years, with focus on the 1964 version. Before we get into the specifics of this jaw-dropping 1964 Lincoln penny, let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909, was designed by the famed sculptor Victor David Brenner. It features the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the front, and the reverse side originally showcased 2 stalks of wheat, giving it the nickname Wheat Penny. Show various Lincoln pennies, highlighting the years from 1909 to 1958, focusing on the wheat design. For decades, the Lincoln penny was minted with this wheat design until 1959, when it was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial design that we know today. However, the coin's history doesn't stop there. The 1964 penny, which was part of the Memorial series, has become one of the most valuable pennies ever to be found. But what made the 1964 penny such a rarity? Let's find out. Close-up of a 1964 Lincoln penny. To understand why the 1964 Lincoln penny is so valuable, it's important to know the context of that year. The 1964 penny was part of the transition from the earlier copper composition to a more cost-effective version made primarily of copper and zinc. The mint was still producing millions of pennies in 1964. But there was a small detail that most people didn't notice at the time. Cut to footage of a coin being minted in a factory, highlighting the process. In the world of coin collecting, the value of a coin often depends on something unique, whether it's a minting error, a mistake in the production process, or a coin that was struck in smaller numbers than expected. And that's exactly what happened with a certain 1964 Lincoln penny. Show a close-up of a regular 1964 Lincoln penny and then highlight a 1964 double-die obverse penny, showing the difference. Narrator: you. Enter the 1964 double-die obverse Lincoln penny. A mistake made as the mint that turned an ordinary penny into one of the most sought-after coins in the world. The term double-die refers to a minting error where the die used to strike the coin was misaligned or improperly made, resulting in a double image on the coin. For the 1964 penny, this error was on the obverse side, the side with Abraham Lincoln's profile. Zoom in on the details of the double-die error, showing the double Lincoln profile and the lettering. This particular error occurs when the coin's die is struck twice in slightly different positions, causing the image of Lincoln to appear doubled. At first glance, you might think it's just wear and tear on the coin, but upon closer inspection, you'll see the doubling effect on the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust, as well as a more pronounced version of Lincoln's face. Show footage of a professional coin grader examining a 1964 double-die penny with a magnifying glass. So, why is this particular 1964 penny worth so much? Well, it all comes down to rarity and condition. In 1964, most of these error pennies were either discarded or melted down, as they were considered mistakes. Only a few survived, and they remained hidden for decades, with collectors only realizing their true value much later. The 1964 double-die obverse penny that fetched $1.7 million was a perfectly preserved specimen, one that had been carefully kept in pristine condition. Cut to a news story or auction footage showing the sale of the penny. In fact, in 2018, a 1964 Lincoln penny with the double-die obverse error, graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, at MS67, Mint State 67, was sold at auction for a mind-blowing $1.7 million. This coin, with its flawless condition, became the centerpiece of the sale, setting a new record for the most expensive penny ever sold at an auction. Footage of coin collectors at a coin show, inspecting rare coins, and bidding at an auction. Now, you may be wondering, how does one become lucky enough to find such a rare coin? Well, coin collecting, or numismatics, is a hobby and an investment for many people. Rare coins are highly sought after for their historical significance, their rarity, and their potential to appreciate in value over time. A coin like the 1964 double-die obverse is a prime example of how a small error at the mint can result in a multi-million-dollar treasure. Show footage of experts evaluating other rare coins at a high-end coin auction. Coin collectors spend years searching through rolls of coins, visiting estate sales, attending coin shows, and even going through pocket change, all in hopes of finding a coin like this. And while the 1964 double-die obverse is one of the most valuable pennies in existence, it's not the only rare coin out there. The world of numismatics is filled with hidden gems waiting to be discovered. Footage of someone examining a penny under a magnifying glass, looking for minting errors. If you're thinking about diving into coin collecting or simply want to know if your pocket change is hiding a fortune, here's how you can spot rare coins like the 1964 double-die obverse penny. First, check the mint mark and look for any unusual features, especially on the obverse, front, of the coin. For the 1964 double-die, Focus on the doubling effect and the lettering and the image of Lincoln. Cut to a tutorial showing how to use tools like magnifying glasses and coin grading books to spot errors. Use tools like a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to closely inspect the coins. And don't be afraid to consult professional grading services like PCGS or NGC if you think you found something special. Remember, condition is key. The better the condition of the coin, the higher the potential value. Cut back to the host with the final message. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 1964 Lincoln double die obverse penny that sold for an astonishing $1.7 million. It's a perfect example of how a simple minting error can transform an ordinary coin into a rare treasure. If you're a collector or just someone curious about coins, the world of numismatics has so much to offer, and you never know what might be hiding in your pocket change. Show a call to action with on-screen text. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another amazing video. Have you ever found a rare coin in your collection? Drop a comment below and share your story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Outro music fades out. End screen with related videos and subscribe button. Have you ever thought about how much value could be hiding in your pocket change? Imagine holding a simple penny, one that looks just like every other coin in circulation, but instead of being worth just 1 cent, it's worth over $1.6 million. That's the reality behind the rarest version of the 1995D Lincoln penny. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of this coin, its history, and what you need to look for to know if you might have one of the most valuable pennies in existence. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny has been a fixture of American currency since 1909. Introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin originally featured weed stalks on the reverse. That design changed in 1959 to the Lincoln Memorial and remained in place until 2008. By the time we reached 1995, the Lincoln penny still featured Lincoln's iconic profile on the front and the memorial on the back, a design millions of people saw every single day. The 1995 penny was produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. You can tell which mint your coin came from by the small letter beneath the date. AD means it was minted in Denver. Now here's what's interesting. The Denver mint produced over 7 billion pennies in 1995. That means this coin is incredibly common. So why are some of them worth money? And how on earth did one version reach a staggering value of $1.6 million? It all comes down to a rare error, a perfect storm of minting mistakes and extraordinary preservation. You see, in 1995, something unusual happened with the small number of Lincoln pennies. A minting error known as a double die appeared on some coins. This is when the design on the coin is struck twice by the die in slightly different positions, causing a visible doubling of the design elements, especially the lettering. The most famous example is the 1995 double die penny from Philadelphia, where the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" appear double to the naked eye. That coin became incredibly popular among collectors and can still fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars in high-grade condition. But what many people don't know is that a rare and mysterious double die error also occurred at the Denver mint at the 1995D double die penny. While the Denver version is far less common and harder to identify, experts believe a handful of them slipped into circulation, undetected by quality control. Only one known 1995D penny with this rare error has ever been discovered in near-perfect condition, graded at MS-70 by a professional grading service. That coin, perfectly preserved with a sharp, crisp double strike on the lettering, was authenticated, put up for auction, and sold for an unbelievable $1.6 million. That's right, a penny struck in 1995, a coin younger than many people watching this video, sold for more than $1.5 million. Why? Because it had three powerful factors working in its favor: extreme rarity, a well-documented mint error, and flawless condition. So what does this mean for you? Could you have a valuable 1995D penny in your collection or in your change drawer right now? Here's what to look for. Start by checking the mint mark. You're specifically looking for a 1995D penny and the one with the small d under the ear. Then, examine the coin under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Pay special attention to the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. If any of these appear to have a noticeable shadow or doubling, especially to the right of the letters, you might have a double die. Next, weigh the coin. It should weigh about 2.5 grams if it was struck on a copper-plated zinc placket. If the weight is off even slightly, that could point to a possible off-metal error or something even more unique. Condition is everything. A coin with wear and tear is worth far less than one in mint state. If your 1995D penny looks perfect and no scratches, no dulling, no fingerprints and has sharp edges and fine details, you may want to consider having it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. The grading process can unlock the coin's full value and give you a certified authentication, which is essential for serious collectors and auction houses. Even if you don't have the $1 million version, other 1995 pennies with double die errors or mint mistakes can still be worth hundreds or thousands depending on their condition. Some collectors also look for off-center strikes, clipped plan case, or unusual color variations that signal something went wrong during the minting process. But the real magic of this story is how ordinary the coin seems. A 1995D penny is something most of us would never think twice about. It's a coin that's passed through countless hands over the years, sat in cash registers, and fallen between couch cushions. And yet, among those billions of coins, one extraordinary piece slipped through and became one of the most valuable modern pennies in the world. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know what you might find. Sometimes treasure doesn't glitter. Sometimes it's copper-colored, lightweight, and hiding in plain sight. So go check your change. Look through your coin rolls. Take a second look at that jar of pennies you've been ignoring for years. Because one tiny detail could mean the difference between 1 cent and $1.6 million. If you found this video helpful or fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible coin stories, value guides, and collecting tips. Have you ever found a rare coin, or do you have a 1995D penny you're curious about? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep checking your pocket change, because the next great discovery could be sitting right in your hand. Would you like a thumbnail title suggestion or video description to go with this script? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about a coin that might surprise you, the 1977 Lincoln penny. While most people think of pennies as low-value coins, this particular penny has made waves in the numismatic world, being worth a staggering $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, a 1977 penny worth over $1 million. So, how did a simple penny from the 1970s end up reaching such a high value? Stick around, and let's dive into the fascinating history and story of this rare penny. Before we get into the details of the 1977 penny, let's take a moment to understand the Lincoln penny in general. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909 and is one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the penny features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse initially displayed 2 stalks of wheat, which is why it's often called the wheat penny. Fast forward to 1959, and the design on the reverse side was changed to the Lincoln Memorial to mark the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln Memorial design remained in place for decades, including on the 1977 penny, which is the coin we're focusing on today. In 1977, the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies, so finding a regular 1977 penny isn't exactly rare. But, like many rare coins, there are certain variations that make some of those pennies incredibly valuable. Now, you may be wondering, what makes the 1977 Lincoln penny worth millions? Well, In the case of the 1977 penny, it wasn't just the year that made it valuable, it was a mistake, or rather, an extremely rare minting error that turned an ordinary penny into a multi-million-dollar treasure. The key to understanding the value of this penny lies in something known as the double die error. This type of error happens when the die used to strike the coin misaligns during the minting process, leading to a doubling effect on the images and text on the coin. In the case of the 1977 Lincoln penny, a small number of these coins were struck with a doubling error on the obverse side, particularly in the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," as well as in Lincoln's profile. At first, this doubling effect might seem like just a small mistake. However, it's this very error that makes the 1977 Lincoln penny so valuable. Double die pennies are extremely rare and sought after by collectors. Only a few of those 1977 double die pennies are known to exist, and even fewer have survived in mint condition, which is why they're so expensive today. So, what makes the 1977 double die obverse Lincoln penny worth so much money? The rarity and condition of the coin are the main factors that contribute to its value. While millions of regular 1977 pennies were minted, only a small handful of double die pennies were produced. Even rarer are those that have been preserved in exceptional condition. In 2018, a 1977 double die Lincoln penny, graded MS67, mint state 67, by the Professional Coin Grading Service, sold for a record-shattering $1.4 million. This penny was considered one of the finest examples of this rare error, and because it was in perfect, almost flawless condition, it commanded an incredibly high price at auction. The value of the 1977 double die penny is a perfect example of how condition, rarity, and demand come together to create a coin worth millions. For collectors, finding one of these pennies is like striking gold, and it's this rarity that drives the price up to such extraordinary heights. Now, you might be thinking, how do I know if I've found a 1977 double die Lincoln penny? If you're out there scouring rolls of pennies or going through old change, there are a few things you can look for to identify a double die error. The most noticeable feature of the 1977 double die penny is the doubling on the text and the image. Start by examining the word Liberty. If you see a shadow or an extra outline of the letters, that's the sign of doubling. Similarly, the phrase "In God We Trust" may also show a noticeable doubling effect. If you look closely at Lincoln's profile, you may also notice a doubling in the details of his hair and facial features. Of course, the best way to determine whether you have a rare 1977 double die penny is to take it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies can accurately assess the coin's authenticity and condition, giving you a precise value. It's important to note that, like with all rare coins, condition is everything. A 1977 double die penny that's worn down or scratched will be worth far less than one in pristine condition. So, if you happen to find one of these rare pennies, make sure to handle it with care. Coin collecting, or numismatics, is a hobby and investment pursued by millions of people around the world. Rare coins like the 1977 double die penny can become valuable over time due to their rarity, historical significance, and minting errors. Many collectors spend years searching through rolls of coins, attending coin shows, and scouring estate sales in search of these hidden treasures. If you're new to the world of coin collecting, there are a few tips to get you started. First, make sure you learn about the different types of coins and their unique features. Understanding what makes a coin rare will help you spot valuable pieces when you see them. Secondly, familiarize yourself with the process of coin grading, as the value of a coin can vary significantly based on its condition. Finally, if you think you've found a rare coin, don't hesitate to get it professionally graded. The world of coin collecting is fascinating, and rare coins like the 1977 double die Lincoln penny are just the tip of the iceberg. Who knows, you might have a hidden gem in your collection without even knowing it. So there you have it, the story behind the 1977 Lincoln penny and how a simple mistake at the mint turned it into a coin worth $1.4 million. It's a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest errors can lead to big rewards. If you're lucky enough to find one of those rare pennies, you could be sitting on a fortune. If you enjoyed learning about the 1977 Lincoln penny and the world of rare coins, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a future video. Have you ever found a rare coin? Or maybe you've got a collection of your own? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. End screen with subscribe button and links to other related videos. This script combines history, education, and a bit of intrigue to keep viewers engaged and informed about the value of the 1977 Lincoln penny, all while providing them with valuable insights on coin collecting and its potential rewards. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're into rare coins or just curious about how an ordinary penny can end up worth over $1 million, then you're in for a real treat today. We're diving into the story of the 1985 Lincoln penny, a coin that may seem like just another penny at first glance but has recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth a fortune. So, what makes the 1985 Lincoln penny so special? Let's explore its history, the rare error that made it so valuable, and how this seemingly ordinary penny became a world-renowned treasure. Before we get into the incredible story behind the 1985 penny, let's take a moment to talk about the Lincoln penny in general. The Lincoln penny, which was first introduced in 1909, is one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. Designed by artist Victor David Brenner, the penny features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, while the reverse initially showed two stalks of wheat, hence the nickname Wheat Penny. In 1959, the reverse design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Since then, the penny has had a few minor design changes, but the Lincoln Memorial design remained until 2009 when it was replaced with the Union Shield design. But what about the 1985 penny? Well, like most pennies minted that year, the 1985 Lincoln penny was part of the Memorial series, with no special features that would make it stand out at first glance. But, as with many rare coins, a small error at the minting process turned this particular penny into something much more valuable. The 1985 Lincoln penny might seem like just another standard coin, but it was during the minting process that things went awry. This particular penny, which was struck in 1985 at the Denver Mint, hence the D Mint mark, was part of a batch of coins that contained a rare error. The error in question is known as the YDM error, and it occurs when the letters A and M in America on the reverse side of the penny are spaced farther apart than usual. Normally, the letters A and M in America are very close together, but due to a misalignment in the die used to strike the coins, the 1985 YDM pennies have noticeable space between these two letters. This small error might seem insignificant to the untrained eye, but for coin collectors and enthusiasts, this type of mistake can make a coin worth a fortune. While the 1985 penny may not have been the only coin struck with the YDM error, the rarity of those coins, especially in excellent condition, is what makes them so highly sought after. The 1985 YDM penny is considered one of the most famous examples of a minting error in U.S. coinage. So, how much is a 1985 Lincoln penny worth? Well, this is where it gets exciting. A 1985 YDM penny in pristine condition can be worth thousands of dollars. But in 2019, one of these coins, graded MS67, mint state 67, was sold at auction for an incredible $1.3 million. Now, you might be wondering, how did a simple penny become worth so much money? The value of the 1985 YDM penny comes down to several factors. First, there's the rarity of the coin. While it's estimated that only a small number of these coins were struck with the YDM error, even fewer have survived in excellent condition. Over the years, most of these rare coins were spent, lost, or damaged, making those that have remained in pristine condition even more valuable. Second, there's the demand for the coin. Collectors are always on the lookout for rare and unique coins, and a minting error like the YDAM is a prime example of something that will get numismatists excited. A coin like this is a true treasure in the world of collecting, which is why it fetched such a high price at auction. And lastly, there's the historical aspect. The 1985 YDAM penny represents a small but important moment in the history of U.S. coinage. Errors like these, though rare, happen from time to time, and when they do, they create coins that tell a unique story. For collectors, owning a piece of that history is invaluable. So, how can you tell if you've found one of those rare 1985 YDAM pennies? The good news is that it's not too difficult to spot, especially if you know what to look for. The most noticeable feature of the 1985 YDAM penny is the gap between the A and M in America on the reverse side of the coin. On a regular 1985 penny, the A and M are very close together, but on the YDAM variety, there is a distinct space between the two letters. You'll want to carefully inspect the coin under good lighting and use a magnifying glass if necessary. If you see the gap between the A and M, then you might just have one of the rare YDAM pennies on your hands. It's also important to examine the overall condition of the coin. Coins in higher grades, like MS67 or higher, are worth much more than those in poor condition, so handling your pennies with care is key. If you do find a potential 1985 YDAM penny, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded by a reputable service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These companies can authenticate or grade the coin, which will help you determine its true value. Coin collecting is a hobby and investment for millions of people around the world. While some collectors focus on specific types of coins, like silver dollars or gold bullion, others specialize in finding rare minting errors like the 1985 YDAM penny. The thrill of discovering a rare coin is what drives many collectors to search through rolls of pennies, visit estate sales, and attend coin shows in search of hidden treasures. If you're interested in starting your own coin collection, the first step is to educate yourself. Learn about different types of coins, minting errors, and coin grading. The more you know, the better equipped you'll be to spot valuable coins. Additionally, keeping up with the latest trends in the numismatic world can help you stay informed about which coins are currently in demand. Another great tip is to network with other collectors. Joining a coin club or attending coin shows will allow you to meet people who share your passion and can offer valuable insights and advice. And who knows, you might just come across a rare coin like the 1985 YDAM penny while you're out there hunting for treasures. So there you have it, the story of the 1985 Lincoln penny and how a small minting error turned an ordinary penny into a multi-million-dollar coin. It's a perfect example of how rarity, condition, and historical significance come together to create a treasure worth far more than its face value. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1985 YDAM penny and the fascinating world of rare coin collecting, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another exciting episode. Have you ever found a rare coin or thought you had a hidden treasure in your pocket change? Drop a comment below and share your story. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And screen with related videos and subscribe button. This script takes viewers on an engaging journey through the history, rarity, and value of the 1985 Lincoln penny while offering practical advice on how to spot rare coins and get involved in coin collecting.